Hello everyone, this is Heather again. We're trying out a new setup. So this is our second video where we're gonna do a reading, a spread that is inspired by PD Tarot. So this spread is about shadow work, where you work on your inner self that has been hidden for so long and usually comes up when you're in trouble to cause even more trouble. So what we're going to do today is that we have 4 piles. The first pile is the red flower, second is a whale coaster, third is an antique pocket watch, and the fourth is a bay leaf. Alright, so for today's reading as well, what we're going to use is the Mermaid Oracle, the Angel Guidance, Guardian Angels, Guardian Angels Tarot, which is also feels a bit like an oracle deck on its own. And this is the Moonology deck and the Botanical Inspirations. Alright, so we will take out 3 cards is what we are planning to do. First is to see what your inner child wants you to know. Second, what you are not seeing. And the third, what's the next logical steps for you to take. Alright, so again, please keep in mind that this reading is a general reading. It might not apply to everyone. It's also for your guidance. You always have your own right to do whatever you choose. Alright, this is merely for you to reflect and also take as a guide. And if you feel like it does not resonate with you, that's okay. You can see another deck. And also, perhaps you can see our other videos as well to help guide you in this life. Okay, so we'll start with the first deck, which is the red flower. Okay, so for pile number 1, we're going to shuffle your Mermaid Oracle deck. Alright, so I feel these two goes together. Okay, so for pile number 1, the red flower, we've gotten for you these 4 cards from the Mermaid Oracle deck. So the first one is what your inner child wants you to know. So for that, we get the wave of power, okay? A surge of power, upswing in energy, exhilarating movement. So what this seems to say is that your inner child is struggling inside, and it feels like it is being trapped. Okay. Basically, for this card, what it says is that sometimes in life we have to follow what others say. We have to follow the situation. Alright, but in this case, perhaps your inner child is saying that maybe you've done a bit too much following. Perhaps you need to start taking charge of where you're heading, what you're doing. Okay, so maybe you can look into that. Second, what you're not seeing. Well, this is interesting because the first card we have is the unseen and also the crane back. Okay, so for the unseen, this clearly says that there is much hidden from you. Okay, so there's a lot that you're not aware of, you are not able to see right now. Okay, perhaps just like over here, okay, you can't see the monster inside because it's dark. Right? If I couple it with a crane bag, which talks about your baggage, it could mean that the reason why you can't see is because there's too much going around you. Okay, there's too much you're holding on to, there's too much things that you are trying to save. Alright, for the crane bag, what it's trying to tell you is you need to look at those things you're holding on. Okay, you need to check back your bag. Are there things that is no longer worth your time? Is there anything that you might probably need to release and let go and replace with something new. Alright, because that's what the crane bag is about. Okay, it's a medicinal bag, and sometimes you don't need all of the medicines. Sometimes once you've cured something, it's time for you to fix something else. Alright, so again, perhaps there is a lot of things that you cannot see, that even the cards can't really tell you. But the most important thing that you must see right now is that you might have too much in your bag. Once you settle that, perhaps it will be easier for you to handle your life. Okay, the third one, what's the next logical steps to take? So this is the Selkie and her skin. Okay, so for this, the message is reclaiming your authenticity. Right? So going back to the wave of power, right? Your inner child wants you to take control of your life. Okay, your inner child wants you to be yourself. So that is what you need to focus on next. Alright? Look back to who you were. Look back to what you are and who you are becoming. Okay? Maybe you can take some time to journal down, write down notes, so you can properly see what is inside your bag, what is not your own will, and what do you choose to keep in your life. Okay, so that you can actually be your actual self. Okay, so your inner child also do not have to struggle so much anymore with perhaps you having been pushed around. I'm going to shuffle my confirmation deck. I call it the embroidered flower deck. Okay, so you can take a moment to ask a question, all right, regarding this reading, perhaps. What else that might be able to help you? Okay, so the confirmation deck will answer you in a yes/no sort of way. So try to make your questions to be able to take in either a yes or a no question answer. All right. Okay. So I'll give you a moment to think of your questions. You can focus on the deck if you wish. You can also pause the video. Okay. Alright, so I'll start shuffling for your question. What is the answer that the red flower pile needs to know? Okay, so you had your question already? Not just yet. Okay, so your answer from the confirmation deck is not just yet. So red flower, I hope that this answer will be able to help you. Okay, I hope that you will be able to improve your life with guidance of this reading. Okay, if this doesn't resonate with you, it's alright. You can have a look at the other piles, right? And until I see you again, have a good day. So welcome pile number 2, deck number 2, right? You have chosen the Whale Coaster, where we will be doing your reading using the Guardian Angel Tarot deck by Radleigh Valentine. Okay, so this is a very massive deck. Right, so I'll shuffle for the first question, what your inner child wants you to know. Second question, what are you not seeing? And the third, what's the next logical steps to take? Right, so for pile number 2, okay, what your inner child wants you to know. What you're not seeing. Ooh, I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take this one. It's too many. Alright, they all seem to be major arcanas. for the whale coaster pile, these are the cards that we have for you. So the first one is number 4, organization, which according to tarot is the Emperor. Second, for what you're not seeing, we have number 16, out with the old, in with the new. So for the traditional tarot, this is actually the Tower. And lastly, for the next logical steps, this is actually a very nice card, number 17, celebration. Okay, so this for the Radleigh system cards would be your star. Okay, so let's talk about this. So what your inner child wants you to know. For the first card, organization, what this seems to say is that your inner child is craving a bit more structure in your life. Okay, it might seem as though your life is in a bit of a chaos right now. Okay, what it says that it needs to have more control. Okay, it wants you to have more control in your life. Okay? As we know, the Emperor. Right, the Emperor is a kind of leader. He is the apex of the males in the Radleigh suits, right? So perhaps what your inner child wants to relay to you is to try to get your life in order. Okay, maybe you need to seek a bit of help. Okay, you need to seek a bit of help from someone who is older, someone who is more mature. Okay, someone who might know more than you. Okay, perhaps there's a male figure that you can ask for guidance from in your life. What you're not seeing is the Tower, out with the old, in with the new. Okay, for this one, it seems that the universe has given you some signs. All right, it has given you some signs that change needs to happen. Sorry, the door closed. Okay, it's giving you a sign that changes need to happen. Okay, and the sign might already be all around you, but you're not seeing it. Why you're not seeing it could be because your life is in chaos. Okay, you don't have that structure. All right, perhaps why you're not seeing it as well is perhaps you're dismissing it for some reason. So look back at what's happening around you. Okay, the universe wants you to move in a new direction. All right, as it says here, heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. Okay, often this is because you're not happy and feeling a lack of purpose in your life. Okay, this is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desire and spiritual truth. All right, so look back at how you are living your life. What is everything going on around you? Okay. Third, what's the next logical steps to take? Celebration, which is the star, number 17. This is a wonderful time in your life. Difficulties fall away, and the light at the end of the tunnel is a star you can wish upon. The timing is right to make long-term plans for a joyful future. Have faith that things are going to turn out beautifully. All right. So from the message itself, we can see that as with the Tower, you're already being guided. You're already being given signs. All right. So what you need to do now is to trust in those signs that you are starting to see. Okay. Once you have your organization, and once you recognize the signs, you must trust that this is all happening to guide you to a better life. Okay. Sometimes better life doesn't mean that immediately everything is going to go well. Perhaps there will still be pain for some time as you're doing the transition, because that's what happens when change is happening. All right, sometimes the change might be painful emotionally, sometimes it might be painful spiritually. All right, but you need to trust in it. Okay, because it's only from pain that you can grow, and from growth you can become better. So that is the reading I have for you. Now, I'm going to pick a card from my embroidered flower deck. Okay, this is my confirmation deck that I made. They're all a stack of yes or no answers. So you can take a moment to compose a question that is perhaps regarding this reading. Okay, and yes, try to think of a question. Take a moment. You can focus on the cards. You can focus on the deck. Okay, and I will shuffle the answer for you. Alright, so let's see what is the answer for the whale coaster pile. What is the answer for the whale coaster pile? Oh, how many is that? It's 3. Okay. First one is never. Second one is stop. Oh. Third one is yes. Okay. Alright. So it seems right now, for your questions, perhaps you're thinking to do something that it's still quite chaotic. Okay? Whatever it is, it's not the right one. You need to go for the other one. Alright? If you're holding on to something, if you're holding on to fear, stop. Believe in yourself and the path will be right. Okay, so that is all I have for you. Whale coaster pile. If this reading does not resonate to you, you are free to watch all the other 3 separate files. And if it does, I wish you good luck in your journey to self-improvement. Hopefully we'll all grow together. And I'll see you again next time. Have a good day. Alright, so welcome pile number 3 and take a watch. So today we're going to ask 3 questions using the Moonology deck. First is what your inner child wants you to know. Second, what you're not seeing. And third, what's the next logical steps to take. Alright, so I'll shuffle for you. Ooh, that was fast. This is how I'm feeling it. So these are the cards that I'm feeling. Okay, it's very interesting because this is a Moonology deck, and not all the cards are actually circular. But these are all just as rounded as your antique watch. So I just thought that was very interesting. Okay, so first, for what your inner child wants you to know, don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Alright, I think this is pretty straightforward. It seems that your inner child feels like there is a lot of ego that is being held onto, a lot of pride. Perhaps there's been a lot of resistance that you've been putting out. Alright, perhaps there's been a lot of need to cling to power, your own personal power that you're struggling with. Okay, so what your inner child here is saying to you is to not get too hung up, to not try and win everything. Okay, sometimes we don't have to win everything. What you're not seeing, full moon in Scorpio. Time to release negativity. Okay, so for this, I guess what it is saying is that, again, same with the pride, there seems to be a mindset that you're holding on to. A mindset that might actually be negative in a way. Alright, so I can't tell what you're thinking, but try to think back on what you've been struggling with. Okay? Are you holding on to some mindsets that says you can't, you shouldn't? Alright? That's not good. Alright? Sometimes we know that we have our limits, but I feel like even for our limits, we need to start wording our thoughts more positively, right? So instead of I can't, I shouldn't, go with what you should. Try to think of what you should instead. And third, what's the next logical steps to take? Full moon in Capricorn. An end of a tough cycle of witches. Okay, so this is telling you to basically let it go. Alright, whatever you've been struggling with, whatever you've been trying to cling on to, alright, the negativity that's making you cling to these things, it's time for you to put it away. Okay, it's time for you to change the way you approach things. Okay, let what has gone be in the past. Okay, move towards the future. Let this cycle end. Okay, I think that's pretty straightforward. So now I'm going to pick up a card for you, an answer card from my confirmation deck. These are a set of yes or no answers. So you can take the time to think of a question that's perhaps related to this reading, okay? Where the deck will give you an answer in the form of yes or no. So I'll give you a moment for you to think of a question. You can pause the video if you like. Right? You can focus on the deck as well. Okay, so let's see what's the answer for your question. So what is the answer? Okay. So for antique pocket watch, you have 3. The first is not yet. Second is be careful what you wish for. If things go well. Okay. So, okay, what I'm seeing here is that the not yet, perhaps there is, you're not ready yet to make that leap. Yes, you need to end the cycle, but as it says, it's approaching. Okay, it's approaching. You need to be prepared for it. And how you need to prepare for it is, again, your pride and your ego, as well as the negative thinking. Okay, this is what you need to settle first. And be careful what you wish for. Again, it's relating to your thoughts, how you're thinking, what are you asking to manifest in your life if things go well. Okay, so once you start seeing the things that has been keeping you stuck, okay, once you start being able to let go, I think that is the time when this cycle will finally end and you can finally move in your new direction. Okay, so that is all the reading I have for you, Antique Pocket Watch pile. I hope it helps out. If it resonates with you, that is good. If it doesn't, you can watch the other piles. And I wish you well in your journey to improve yourself. Have a good day and see you again. Okay, you've chosen the bay leaf. Okay, and we shall shuffle for you 3 questions using the Botanical Inspiration deck. Okay, this is a flower deck. I love it so much. And okay, your first question will be what your inner child wants you to know. Second, what you are not seeing. And third, what's the next logical steps to take? Alright, so I'll shuffle for you your cards. What does the bay leaf pile inner child wants them to know? What are they not seeing for the bay leaf pile? What are the people who have chosen the bay leaf pile not seeing? Hibiscus. Look at that, they're so pretty. And third, what's the next logical steps to take? What's the next logical steps? Ooh, that is too much. I am not able to take it. you want to come out peacefully. Right? What's the next logical steps for the bay leaf pile? There we go. Okay. So for bay leaf pile, the first one that we have for you, what your inner child wants to know, is flocks, unanimity and harmony. What you're not seeing is the hibiscus, beauty and happiness. And thirdly, what's the next logical steps to take? Clematis, intelligence and mental beauty. Okay, with the first question, what your inner child wants you to know, we have the flocks, unanimity and harmony. He who lives in the harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Marcus Aurelius. So for this card, what it focuses on is actually in the harmonious part where you work with other people. Okay, so this card is perhaps your inner child is telling you that you've been taking on things on your own far too much. Perhaps even things that you are not well learned in. Perhaps new things you're trying to take on. Okay, so you might need to start looking into working with others. Okay, seeking help from others, and also generally learn to work together. Okay, this is what your inner child wants you to know. You need to start learning to work together with others. For what you're not seeing, hibiscus, beauty and happiness. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. John Keats. For this card, it's telling us that you need to realize the beauty that is around you, or perhaps the beauty that is you. Okay, be more confident in yourself. Not that be so confident that you think you can do everything on your own. No, be confident that people will receive you, and you will be able to receive people to work together harmoniously. Okay, and also other people around you. Okay, there's beauty in there as well. Okay, I think it's telling you to look in the beauty of the people around you as well. Okay, to try and find trust, and also to try and find to have that trust to be able to work with them. Okay, see the beauty in the people around you. All right. And the third one, what's the next logical steps to take, is the clematis, intelligence and mental beauty. Wisdom is the abstract of the past, but beauty is the promise of the future. Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. For this card, what it's telling you to do is to keep your feet grounded, okay, with knowledge, and expand with new experience. Beauty is the promise of the future. So again, look in the beauty of others, trust in them to work together with them. All right, and make sure that you stay grounded. Believe in this new beginning where you start working with others, start looking for help. Okay, so for bay leaf pile, I'm going to shuffle you an answer from my confirmation deck. Okay, so this is actually some self-written cards which gives you yes or no answers. So you can take a moment to compose a question in your head. You can focus on the deck if you want, and I will shuffle you the answer in a second. Alright, so bay leaf pile, I hope you have your questions. We are going to shuffle and answer for you. What is the answer for the bay leaf pile? Alright, so you got 2. First one is, I guess, I guess you have to do it. Second one is hold on tight. Alright, so from this I guess, I think what it means is that if you listen to your intuition, if you feel it's right, it's probably going to be right. Okay, and once you've made your choice, it's probably going to be a bit of a ride. Okay, it's going to, well, change is always hard. Alright, it's probably going to be a bit chaotic for a while you try to implement this trust in others, this teamwork. So hold on tight, you can do it, I know you can. Okay, so bay leaf pile, that is your reading for today. I hope it will help you. If it doesn't resonate, you can look at all the other tree piles that we have, and if it does, I hope you will be able to do this. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and until I see you again, I hope you all will be able to grow well and have a nice day. I'll see you again.